Hello and welcome to my video, lesson 4.4 on creating angles. So it says to create a 60-degree angle. So before we get started, I'm just going to show you, generally speaking, what that would look like. It should look like this, with one line at the 0, starting always at this T, right? Always starting at the T. And then the second line at 60. Okay, this is a very rough drawing, okay? But we want to have it more precise. So let's try to make it more precise. And the way you do that is actually you take your protractor off your page, and then you're going to be adding it back in a little bit. So first you put a dot down. Once you have a single dot, and you try to make it kind of as small as possible. Okay, let's make mine a little bit smaller. Okay, small as possible, but you still need to read it. You still need to see it, and you have to put it in the right spot. Then you put the protractor on top, okay? And I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger just in case you can't see it. Here's my dot. Right where the T is, that's where you're going to put your protractor on top of your dot. All right, so that's where that is. Then you put your protractor on top. Then you can go to your 0 mark, put a dot, or even better, a line. And then you can go to your 60 mark, put a line, and then you can go ahead, take your protractor off. So I'm going to try to delete this if I can. Can I cut that? Oh. A little bit more. There you go. Okay, so now I can put this line down, so we need to have our 0. So my ruler is kind of handy because it has a 0 mark on it. Like it actually tells me the degrees, but most will not. So I'm going to use purple here. Oh, what? Why won't it let me draw? Oh, there you go. Okay, that was weird. Okay, so that's my 0. Then I have to make my line from my dot to my dash. And again, my ruler is kind of cheating because it tells me exactly what the degrees are. But you can see that it actually does end up being, exactly 60 degrees. So now you can see that that's how you make an angle of 60 degrees using a protractor. So you always start by putting a dot, then you put your protractor down, and you can actually make this go in any direction. So here's a question. It says, create a triangle using a 50 degree, a 30 degree, and a 100 degree angle. Now I don't know if this is going to work on this because I can't really bend my protractor, but I'm gonna see. I can't really spin it on here. In real life, you just spin your protractor, but we'll try. So let's start with a dot, like we always do, and then let's go this direction and get 50 degrees. Let's go this direction and get 0 degrees. Okay, now I can draw on top of my protractor and you can't, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to move my protractor and see if that can work. Okay, so that's 50 degree angle. Okay, now this is going to have to be a long one. I don't know how long, but we shall see. Okay. Now that we have ourselves the 50 degree angle right here, now we can see if we can try to move this protractor like I would in real life. I can't spin it around, so I can't do the whole thing with it, but I might be able to just move it to the side. There you go. Okay, so I need a 30 degree angle, so roughly roughly there-ish. Okay, so I've moved my protractor over, and it's still on that 0 line. So now I can put my ruler back down all the way over there. Now I'm going to make my mark by the 30. And now I'm going to put my line down. Okay. And now this is going to be the part that's kind of more difficult. So I'll finish off this line, because sometimes you have to do that, because you'll never get it perfect the first time. Okay, but what you guys can't see is that, so this is 30 degrees, but what you can't see, what you can't tell, is that whatever is left over in a triangle is going to be the leftover amount. So in this case, it is 100 degrees. Now I can't show you that, but if this were me in real life, I would rotate this. Let's see. I'm just going to double check that there isn't a way here to rotate my protractor. Rotate. Oh, it only rotates 90 degrees. So yeah, it's not going to be enough to do it, unfortunately. However, if you could rotate it upside down. Now, okay, well, you might be able to see the number of degrees in between. Okay, it's kind of a weird. Okay, I can show it to you even if it doesn't look perfect. So here we can see that it goes from, just bear with me here, it goes from 30 degrees to 130 degrees. 130 degrees, right, minus 30 degrees is 100 degrees. So that is the difference. So if you count it up one at a time, okay, so this would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So if that makes sense to you, that's good. But it is 100 degrees. Hopefully that proved it to you. So all that goes to show, all it means is that once you have two angles in your triangle and the other two lines line up, like they do end up working, you know the third angle is correct. So just a recap on how to make triangles using a protractor. First, you put a dot on your page. Then, you put your protractor on top of the dot. Okay? Making sure that this T lines up. Once you have the T lined up, you mark your 0, you mark your line, so maybe 70 here, and then you draw your rulered straight lines from 0 to 70. And that's it. I hope this video helps you understand how to create angles. Good luck.